Hi Arun, how are you?
Hello. Hi, Vignesh. Hope you're
Yeah,
doing well.
yeah, good. The
Good.
weekend
Yeah.
didn't start well. So the peace talks that started a few hours back has been cancelled, and people are leaving back to US. So what's going to happen now?
I
Bit
mean, who
confused.
knows, right? So nobody
Yeah.
knows. So I mean, what we can see is that the talks didn't progress well in Pakistan, and then US delegation has left.
Hmm.
I think there is every chance that there will be some kind of a war restart. So things will again be going bad, I think. But maybe there is more appetite for a peace talks now because there is a lot of pressure on the US government side.
Hmm.
So things are not going well. Like last 2 weeks, like if you see their GDP growth numbers came
Hmm.
like 2.3%, 2.5%, and then the unemployment numbers are also jumping in US. And of course, US have a very big debt, right? So that there are trillions of dollars they need to service. So the interest rate also needs to come high. I mean, come down. So they are in a lot of bad situations. So one is inflation is going high because of oil, and then second is you have these debt issues and economic issue as well. So you are having possibilities of recessions going high and
Hmm.
also possibilities of inflation going high, which is like a bad combination.
Yeah.
So in that is where we are now, right now.
Yeah. So very high chance of a recession coming up. Yeah, we have to wait and see. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
you have the Nifty chart. So can you tell us where we are headed from a Nifty point of view?
So so I think when we talked last time, I will go on the weekly chart. So we were like as I said, we were coming back to this level, the 22 level or 21 level. This is what I said. Now we
Mhm.
did see a bounce back, which is like that's because of the peace talks, right? So you had a market bounce. Now again, if there is a war situation going, then you could start having like this level giving up again. That is this is the key area now. 22 300, this is the key level. So in case if you have like you are now here, if it goes like this and then jumps like this and goes here, then you could all go all the way down. So um, it's a very critical situation right now in the charts. Um, like I can show you what has happened in the previous times, right? So usually this is like a double top right now. So usually when you have double top and then this kind of place goes away, then it can drop all the way to 18,000. So look at this. Oh, sorry. Let me change this. Now look at this one in 2007-19. So you see a similar like one, two, and then again it went up. But the third time, this one failed and then it went all the way down, right?
Mhm.
So if you see here from that's your COVID, right? So one and two like a double top, and then it recovered, but then again, what it's like fell 40%. Okay,
Mhm.
so you have this kind of possibility. So that's why that line there is very important. So if you look at that 40%, so in case you could have this again going up here 26,000 and then again it can come up. So but it's we don't know. So this is the key line. Okay,
Mhm.
if this
Correct.
line, if this on a monthly basis, if it leaves and then we start pulling down, so then you could have from market top to here like 40% down, which is coming to this area, the 15,000 area. Okay, so long term, that is a possibility. Like when I say long term, like 3 to 8 months, that's a possibility.
Yeah, medium term.
Medium term, yeah. Now, this but the other thing is, are you in a structural bear market? Like whenever the index loses 20%, it's a technically we are going into bear market, right?
Yeah, correct.
That's how in the S&P, at least in that's what the definition is. So here we are at 16%. So we are not in a structural bear market yet. So if we lose 20%, that's a structural bear market. So when you have a structural bear market, usually you go down to that 40% level either quicker or slower. Okay. So usually slower happens if there is a structural problem, like a structural problem in the economy. Like if you go back here, like in the period of dot-com bubble, after dot-com bubble, you'd see that it might look like 1600 peak. Just look at the like 50%, but this 50% happened like slowly bleeding, and it took 3 years for that.
Mm.
Okay. So you could also enter that kind of scenario where
Very
slowly,
possible.
because of this big bubble boom, bubble bust that you have had, like 3 years, it's like very bad situation, and then you start going up again.
Yeah.
So both of them can happen. So question is how structurally good the current economy is.
So yesterday, a top investor conducted a meeting. One of my friends attended it in Bangalore. She was saying
Hmm.
it is very tough to make money, be it small caps, mid caps, or mutual funds. Everything is going to be a struggle, he said. So, considering
Yeah.
the situation that we are heading into some kind of a bear market, it could be medium term, short term, or long term. So, what are the chances of getting into a bull market and getting good returns? What could
It's see that you have to be very and see nowadays these markets are not for the faint-hearted, right? So you have to
Mm.
be strong in mind. You have to understand your risk position, like risk profile, like how much risk you can take, but also risk comes with the knowledge, right? So you don't know what you're getting into, that's another problem. Okay. So look for themes which is where the money is going, and then just be with the money, right? That is one easy way to do. um, so that is one way I would say, right? Then the other one is like you kind of some people will just get into like, okay, I will only invest in India, or I will only invest in US, or US oriented stock. I will not look anywhere. So that is also we cannot do that, because money is going somewhere, right? So the rich people, they always make money. So you need to see where the world's money is going right now, right? So then can you invest in there? Do you have the knowledge and the risk to invest? So that's how to take this.
Yeah.
Not
So,
everyone can do this, but if you can, you should probably look at those options.
got it. So, irrespective of where the market is sitting, be it a bull market, bear market, or a falling market, there will always be opportunities available. So, are there
Yeah,
any
yeah.
sectors that look attractive according to you? Or is there anything that is
Uh,
worthwhile to consider it for
Yeah,
investing?
of course. So we are in a commodities bull market, right? So you have what is happening in the world right now. So you have countries which are saying, I won't import some minerals, okay, or I won't export some minerals. So China yesterday said they are not exporting sulfuric acid. And previously they said they are not exporting silver, or they are not exporting critical minerals. So they are sanctioning. And now what is the US doing? They are like cordoning the oil assets, right? So what is happening? The Brent crude is going high and high. People or countries in Asia are now having to get higher cost oil, while the other side of the world, they are getting cheaper oil. So you never had the situation. So that means there is a huge arbitrage play right now going on, especially one is not only in the price but also security aspect, right? So now what's happening in countries like in US or Canada, or all these other countries, they are trying to grow their commodity, they started mining, like exploring for metals and so on, right? So that is they everyone for themselves. That is one theme, right? So that could be like a defense theme, right? So you could have India. What is that India trying to do? So maybe India is also looking to improve its there, what is India's primary go-to? Coal, right? So you also see you're also seeing some coal-based stocks are also like going high. You're having energy-based stocks going high, and then shipping is going high. So that is where the money is going, right? And then you have also the metals, so gold and silver. That's where. So the big money doesn't sit in one place. It always moves. You just need to know where it moves, right? So you
Mm.
just look at all the indexes of the if you in easily you can find it in if you go here in the indexes and then put CNX. So you will have all the sectoral indices here. So you just look at one by one and then see. Okay, if you see most of this, it will be down, right? But suddenly you just see the like a pharma index, for example. Pharma index is not down, but it is actually like kind of consolidating, right? And you see the so pharma, some people are hiding in pharma. Then how about metals? Metals is like going high and high. So so you just need to know which has the right exposure, right? So Hindustan Zinc, for example, I mean this is not a recommendation, but just an example. So Hindustan, so right now silver is like at $80 right now,
It's
right? Or
indeed,
$70.
we have to check all.
Hmm?
Yeah, yeah, nothing.
No, no, I'm just saying that silver is like still in 70s. Like what it was like 1 year back or 1.5 years back, it was in 20s. So Hindustan Zinc is making huge amount of money in silver, huge amount of money in zinc. So while yes, there will be volatility, these volatilities are a place you buy in and then sit here. This is your defensive or like even offensive stock in the situation. Then you look at some kind of like a shipping or a drilling, offshore drilling stocks. So that is like um, you have, I think, let me find offshore,
Urban offshore.
urban offshore. Maybe not this one. So I'm not following these some of this, but
Mm.
my one or two I know it is going really high. You have to be on the right one. Um, let's see, Duke. So when you see on a, so it was hitting the circuit highs here. So
Mm.
from 24th, this last month, it was like hitting highs. There are few more these kind of stocks. Shipbuilding, that is also hitting high. You can see that like they are having some kind of moves. So defense stocks are going high. Shipbuilding and oil drilling, because all these oil wells are hit. So you need to do drilling. There are other countries who are now looking to drill. So countries like Australia has so much oil, but they stopped drilling for oil and they dependent on China. And then now China said we are not exporting oil anymore. Now Australia is in trouble because oil is not flowing from the Strait of Hormuz, right?
Mm.
So what do they have to do now? Now they have to go back to basic. They have to drill out their own, country, right? The oil
Yeah.
wells in the coast. So my point is that countries will not exploring oil. So oil exploration, shipbuilding, these will be your themes. Defensive, like building drones or building missiles, that would be a theme that is going to be there for any country. So you just need to identify what is happening and then do it. But then you also either you can look at it locally in India, but if you also look at outside India, what is the other countries which are actually benefiting? So if you look at the only country which is actually having a really good time right now is Brazil. Do you know why? Because they have oil exploration area, right? So they have a lot of oil in their country around their coast. They have a huge amount of mineral resources. Most of the iron ores, most of the metals, any kind of metal that you can ask for, critical minerals, any minerals, it is there in Brazil. And also like people are there, the economy is also good. And now if you look at the Brazil's XL, Brazil ETF, you will find that there are a lot of so if you see EWZ, so look at this. So it is actually giving out breakout on a monthly level, on a decade level basis. So this chart I have from right from 2010 to now, for around 13, 14 years, this was down, and now it gave a break here, and now you can see that it is going high, right? So, is there a stock you can invest in Brazil? Yeah, of course. If you have US stock market, you can invest. So, for example, PBR is one of the ones which I am invested, which is the Brazilian petroleum. So now with oil going high, there is no problem of oil there. Like they can, anyone can explore and sell oil. So, but and also the country's economy is also starting to do well against the currency is also doing well. Now, if you see in the last 3, 4 months, this stock alone has given an upside of 85%. Okay. So, and it has only started. So, you do have spaces around the world where you can go. Maybe you don't need to find a Brazilian stock market. You just need to find something in US itself to say that, okay, can I get the exposure? So, that is how you should play, and that is how the big money plays.
Hmm. Got it.
Yeah.
So can you check Cochin Shipyard?
It is okay, but yeah, it's not that great, but it's okay. CMAC, I think, is doing well. I saw the charts on the other day. CMAC is really doing well. From November onwards, it's on a structural uptrend. 765 to now 1500. So if you see on a monthly basis, this is actually, but now it is stretched because now it's like hitting this thing. But I would say like this is better to be in this kind of stock now than like somewhere else.
Hmm. Got it.
CMAC is good. So yeah, CMAC similar.
About
Yeah,
Yeah, about traditional defensive sectors like IT, FMCG, it is even during recession it has always served as a safe haven to park your money. So considering the current situation where crude oil it may hit to $150 and all these companies may have a margin compression which could
mm.
result in huge losses. And already we are seeing the signs here. So tea cost has gone up from 12 rupees to 20 rupees. Gas cylinder is not available. So inflation is already rising in India. So are these
Yeah.
sectors good at this point of time? Any thoughts?
See, FMCG, India is a consumption story, right? So you will always have stocks which are like consumption domestic only, will do good. They will have compression because all your input cost goes high. So there will be this period of compression, and that's why you have that pain period of 2 to 3 years. And that is why, like, when you have this kind of a market, it can stretch for years, like 3 years, 4 years. You'll have that problem, right? And then it really becomes a stock picking environment. From a sectoral point of view, IT is quite difficult right now because there is a structural problem in IT. I don't know if you agree with that. Structural problem meaning we have always been a service oriented, uh, you know, service oriented sector in IT. We never been a product oriented. Yeah, I mean, of course, there are good products companies coming in, but not in the stock market, right? Um, so what is happening in the service oriented? All the easy jobs are now being taken by AI, of course. So uh, yeah, now the companies are cutting their, doing layoffs. When you do layoffs, that means you're reducing your cost. So from a earnings point of view, they may start doing well. Maybe this is the bottom, but the important thing is the growth. Yeah, are they getting the revenue side? If the revenue side starts compressing because the other companies are cutting their budgets, that is an issue, right? So in the IT, I think it's again going to be very sector like stock picking. Is there specific stock having a proper growth, say 10% or 15% growth outlook for next 4 5 years? If you have something like that, then and if you know that even with AI, you will not have an issue, then yeah, certainly you can look at those
Can we
stocks.
look at, there are a couple of companies that have been doing really well. Again, not investment recommendation, but we can look at charts. So check persistent systems.
Persistence. Yeah, persistence looks good, as in like it's consolidated. It is actually like see, it went back to what it was 2 years ago, right? So you are in this area. Right now, like I would say, like you can hide in these kind of place, but uh, yeah, it's a difficult situation, right? So
But
any
this
you
company is
don't
growing
know.
consistently, 25-30% growth is consistently coming. Very
Yeah.
good.
That is my point, right? So if you have the outlook, then it's okay. But the
Mm.
other issue is your currency, right? So how much of that revenue is actually coming from US, and does it have any implication on the currency basis and so on? So those there are other aspects to this.
Got it. So check out Coforge as well. I think it will be very similar chart.
Forge?
Coforge.
Scof.
COFORG.
Oh, sorry. Coforge. Okay, sorry, I heard. Um, I don't like this chart.
Hmm.
It's a huge. Let's look at the volume. I really don't like this chart. But you can always say that it's at the end of it. It has to, we have to see whether it loses this line. This line is very important.
Hmm.
And usually when you have this kind of big drop, how many percent? 28%, right?
Hmm.
Usually when you have these big drops, and if the next month is not able to capture even half of it back, then
Hmm.
that means there is huge weakness in the stock. And in fact, the next month went even below that, right?
Hmm.
When you have such pattern, this is only going down. So I would say like stay away from this.
Hmm.
Maybe you can come at these levels here, like sorry, here or here. That is where I will look at,
Got it.
because this is a huge drop, and next the market did not have any confidence to come back.
Hmm.
So this is a triple top, right? So one, two, three, triple
Ah,
top rejection. So that means you are not, you will, it might consolidate like this. It might go like, um, it might be like either down here or do consolidation in this area, and then maybe like 1, 2 years later, and then it might go high.
yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Arun. So next week we'll talk about the results. Results are coming, quarterly results. So we'll have a lot of results this week. So we can talk
Yeah.
about it next week, and we'll also talk about other Asian markets like Taiwan, Korea, China, Japan. Are they attractive? Are FAs pulling money from India and investing there? Yeah, we'll talk about that in the next video. Thanks a lot, Arun.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.